In 2005, British SAS soldiers in Iraq were stunned when they saw footage on local news showing two of their comrades captured, tied to chairs, beaten, and exposed to the world. Allegedly, the two soldiers had killed a policeman and were set to face an Iraqi court. But the SAS knew one thing: they would not leave their brothers at the mercy of the enemy. A rescue plan was quickly drawn, but the British government seemed indifferent, leaving the mission hanging by a thread. What unfolded was a tense standoff between elite soldiers desperate to save their own and political leaders who were oblivious to the reality on the ground. It all began on September 19, 2005. Operators Campbell and Griffiths were on an undercover mission in Basra, Iraq. Disguised in civilian clothes and driving an unremarkable car, they were shadowing a corrupt police chief connected to terrorist networks. This wasn't just any mission. It was an operation coordinated with MI6. After collecting critical intelligence, they attempted to leave the city, but ran into an Iraqi checkpoint. Tensions were high. A few days earlier, British forces had captured another police figure, making relations volatile. Initially, the soldiers tried diplomacy, hoping to talk their way through. When the Iraqi officers refused to back down and tried to drag them from the vehicle, the operators opened fire, wounding two attackers, and sped off. A chaotic chase swept through the city, but it soon became clear their underpowered undercover car couldn't outrun the checkpoint forces. Once again, they tried diplomacy, laying down arms and exiting the car, but were beaten and taken to a Basra prison. Photos of them were sent to a local news agency, broadcast to the world. The 22nd SAS in Baghdad saw the footage and immediately moved toward Basra, preparing for a hostage rescue. Campbell and Griffiths relied on their training, giving the captors just enough information to survive without exposing secrets. The SAS expected to storm the prison and free them, but no orders came. Commanders were hesitant. The political directive was to avoid escalation at all costs. Superiors prioritized political consequences over the lives of two soldiers. Even the general in England didn't answer calls. Soldiers joked he must be playing golf. American forces offered support. A surveillance drone hovered over the prison, and a Delta Force squadron was ready to intervene. The SAS appreciated the gesture, but insisted on handling the rescue themselves. It wasn't a lack of skill or will. It was indecision at the top that stalled action. Colonel John Lorimer, commander of the 12th Mechanized Brigade and a former paratrooper, finally took initiative despite no authorization. Tanks moved through Basra's narrow streets, setting a perimeter around the prison, but weren't cleared to storm it. Meanwhile, the two SAS soldiers, now labeled enemy spies on television, had thousands of angry civilians gather at the station, hurling Molotov cocktails and occasionally exchanging fire with tank crews who were unsure how to act without orders. Diplomatic attempts failed. Two British officers sent to negotiate were also captured. The window for a rescue was closing fast. A twist of luck gave the SAS a chance. The corrupt policeman, pressured by the chaos outside, handed Campbell and Griffiths to an Iraqi militia. Aware of drone surveillance, the captors disguised the operators in traditional Arab dress to blend in with civilians. A British Sea King helicopter overhead noticed the transfer and relayed movements to SAS headquarters. With intel in hand, the elite soldiers prepared for the attack. Tanks breached the police station walls, cleared vehicles, and allowed infantry to secure the area. Campbell and Griffiths' captors abandoned their hideout when SAS operators approached. The operators stormed the building, cleared it without resistance, and freed their comrades. One tank driver called it the best day of his life. Despite the success, political complications remained. The SAS had acted independently. Orders to attack applied only to forces outside the prison. The operators couldn't risk waiting. The lives of their brothers came first. Reports suggest the hostages were near execution when saved. Only after the operation succeeded did British leadership formally authorize the rescue, likely because it had already worked. Any failure might have led to press backlash or military courts. During the operation, none of that mattered to the operators. Career consequences or legal repercussions couldn't deter them from saving their team. The mission highlighted a bond that outsiders could never understand, a brotherhood stronger than politics or procedure. The ordeal in Basra exposed the gap between frontline realities and political caution. While the SAS operated in real time, calculating risks and responding to immediate threats, leadership thousands of miles away weighed potential diplomatic fallout. In that vacuum, soldiers relied on their own judgment and training. Campbell and Griffiths' survival hinged not on government directives, but on the initiative and coordination of their comrades on the ground. Once the SAS had confirmed the captive's location, the operation shifted into precision mode. Every movement was deliberate. The helicopter relayed live intelligence. Tanks moved in to provide cover and breach barriers. Infantry followed, moving swiftly to secure entry points and neutralize threats. The militia, unprepared for a coordinated assault from multiple angles, abandoned their positions. The operators didn't need to fire a shot inside the hideout. They entered, cleared the building, and recovered their teammates intact. The mission, by every measure, was a textbook extraction under extreme pressure.